U.S. Forest Service site on December 7th at about noon looks like this. It's really going up fast, and today they're pouring cement into the forms along the walls, along with the inner insulation going in. The loud noise you hear is a vibrator vibrating the concrete down in the form to make sure that no air bubbles or air pockets get trapped in the cement. That's the engine house over there. It's all constructed of wood, but as you pan around the site, you can see that the other offices and buildings are going up, and the concrete is being poured into this building. Becca Smith coming back in 2011 to Acton, Aguadosa, your roots, and now you've done us all proud. You've learned how to fly Black Hawk helicopters, is that correct?
I have, well, the Seahawks, but basically Blackhawks.
Seahawks. And what kind of work do they do?
We help out the ships we're on, and by making sure that the surface ships around aren't hostile, and we'll go look for submarines or do search and rescue or medevac or really just anything under the sun.
Sure.
Whatever the ship needs.
Sure. And your tour of duty?
I'm going to Japan for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Today is January 9th, 2011, and we're standing here on Crown Valley Road, right outside the Antelope Valley Bank. And as you can see, the Bloodmobile has rolled on into Acton. The Providence Blood Donator Center came out at approximately 10 a.m. this morning, and they're running till 5 p.m. Sunday. And anyone who does want to donate blood, you can go ahead and call their number at 1-888-HEALING. And there you can tell they'll give you a list of locations where you can donate your blood. At the blood drive today, you received one of these, along with one of these.
Vasquez Interpretive Center update.
Okay, well, I was at the meeting today,
Yeah.
and they presented drawings of exactly what it's going to look like, what it's going to be made out of. It's going to be a certified green, whatever that means, building, as far as installation and recouping groundwater, water plants, and how they're going to do that. The parking lots is going to be, it's just kind of it's not going to be paved, and they're going to have a water reclamation underneath it for groundwater, and they're going to use that to this little artist fountain that they're going to do with the little, I'm talking about the Interpretive Center out there.
I could tell.
And you can, this is the front of the building, this is what it's going to look like. They're going to make different size slabs. It might not be exactly this one, but they actually took ground from there and they made different mixtures to make these slabs, and they'll have the community involved in making the slabs. If the school wants to do one, if some other group wants to do one, and then they're going to stack them together.
And it was simple. Assign project managers to people when they want to make a house. The project manager looks at the plans, he'll go to the site, he'll give you a list. This is what you've got to do, and give you a dollar amount. You deal with one person. But before he can become a project manager, he needs to have 3 to 5 years experience in the field. On top of that, he needs to take an oral and written test to show his clear understanding of the codes and how they apply.
I spent about 5 months I built a building illegally, unfortunately, my land, but unfortunately it didn't meet.
What kind of a building?
RV garage.
You doing like one of those metal things?
No, wood frame, masonry, wood frame, drywall finish. And I went through fire department. When I built it, I put a sprinkler system in it, just a small sprinkler, like a household system. Got popped a year ago, been dealing with building and safety. Anyways, fire department, I finally been to Antonovich's office twice, and meeting. I haven't dealt with Antonovich, it's been Hinckley.
Yeah. Norm?
Norm.
Norm's not a bad guy, but I think he's kind of stuck.
I can't take his quote, okay? I don't know exactly what his quote was, but it came down to, it doesn't matter what it costs.
That's
You
awesome.
need to provide us an all-weather access road, being 6 inches of concrete, 6 inches of AC, and/or 3 inches of it. He wouldn't give me the paper of what it was, made me look it up on the computer.
Just not able to get a permit to build a house for Greg because they're denying him water, where we were approved for water meters at Escondido, and the code allows tank and sprinklers. And there's a lot of county letters going back and forth.
How long have you been working on this?
About 7 years or more. And they're asking Greg to put, this is a private driveway, and they're asking Greg to put a fire hydrant on a private driveway.
Dane Kigerl here, reporting for the Acton Dog News. Today is January 12th, 2011, and Acton Dog Sports has just opened up for a new season this year. The season goes for 6 weeks for about $140.
For week 1, which is next week, we're going to be teaching your dog how to give you their undivided attention. Teach dog to remain where he is until a release word is given. Sit when asked and when greeted by others, so your dog won't be jumping up on other people. And then no jumping on, unless, some people ask how to jump, yeah. There's no pulling when on leash, which that's where your heel work comes in. Try to stay to the basic collar, leash. Even the dog, or the collar that my dog has on now is perfectly fine. Here, I suggest you bring a lot of, Tally. That's okay. I'm sorry. I suggest you bring a lot of treats. Dogs go through treats a ton. Just when you think you might have enough, just double it. What I did is I set out a red bucket that's out in the field, and it's filled up with water with a measuring cup. And what I want you guys to do is just, there's a measuring cup that you put the water in, and then you're going to pour it on the pea spot, so then it dilutes it and doesn't kill our grass. So that's what the tokens are for, is so you can find it. You can mark it, then go back, hook up your dog, and then go back and dilute it.
So we have to bring these each week?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
There is another thing that's missing to these little gift bags, and that is aprons. You're supposed to get an apron, guys don't prefer to use it, that's okay. But they carry all your treats, and they're really convenient. What you're going to do, it's like taking a picture of your dog. So while you're at home, whenever you want, sit, and then she did it. These are hard, so don't use these. This is my last resort. So after she sat, I immediately took a picture of it with the clicker and gave her the treat. So it's click, treat, click, treat, click, treat. And you can do this for 5 minutes. And an important rule before we start any of the classes, make sure you don't feed your dog before the class, because then they'll be full and they're not going to want to listen for nothing.
You're the director of the Acton Dog Sports?
One of them, yes.
Okay, could you explain to me a little bit about the program that you're directing this year?
Yeah, right now we're having a home manners class. It's on Wednesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. And it's just your basic obedience class. Your sit, stay, down, all that.
And then after agility, you move on to another classes?
Well, after home manners, you move on to agility, and then you can move on to whatever you want. After home manners, you can move on to, rally, fly ball, and
And it's 140 for 8 weeks, right?
6 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
For home manners.